Good evening, good evening. Kalispera, buonasera from Cyprus again. Tonight I chose the topic for my talk about healing the others versus healing ourselves. How is the difference? Or what is actually the healing process? I'm sure there are many different practitioners in this group, and many of us can help different way to the others. But how can we help the others, or what is in our power or in our in our power to help the others? First, we should clarify what the healing is. So healing process comes into the action when someone is not well, because from the status illness, he or she wants to achieve wellness. So from ill to well. And how is the process actually? I just give you a little bit space to tune to this topic, whoever resonate with it. And let's talk about it. If you have any questions or any comments or anything to add, clearly write to the message or make the comments and we can discuss. I'm always open to discussion. So healing others versus healing ourselves. Recently, when I was about to finish one of the courses that I completed recently, I think the transformational coach, the lecturer mentioned that the healer, coach, therapist, practitioner can only help the others up to the point what he or she could pass from their own experience. Theory is not enough. Someone can have amazing knowledge, zillions of books, courses, seminars, trainings, but if the therapist cannot connect or relate with the client or patient, or however you call your people, there is just one side or one directional way of healing, if we can call that way. So, who is brave enough to share or to open up enough with your own story, with your own experiences, troubles, your journey, and who is behind each of your profile as a healer, therapist, practitioner, and so on. I chose to be therapist from the age of 18, as I graduated from high school and I studied physiotherapy. So that was first step on my healer journey, because I knew that I want to help the others, and physical therapy was one of the way, one piece of puzzle. And as time was going, and as the life brought me to situation or circumstances and allowed me to meet or introduced me to different people, I went through various trainings, courses, seminars, and so on and so on. And mainly the School of Life, of course. And I realized that healing just from physical level is not enough. If people or patients were coming to me and they were needed just relief, just to get rid of pain, just to get the comfort, just to feel better. And there are ways how to make people feel nicer, better, relieve the pain, of course. But it wasn't enough from my side, from my own satisfaction, because I knew that beyond their troubles and their pain is something much deeper, and I could feel it, I could sense it as an empath and intuit, because I was there. You can tell that whoever we encounter or meet as a person in our lives, whoever we experience to meet in the position of therapist or healer and patient or client, there must be some resonance, some vibe correlating together, because the patient client came to you or me for some reason. If they wouldn't resonate with my offering or with my therapies, they wouldn't come to me. So I was lucky to have people or patients, clients who were happy with me, of course. I was happy with them because they were responding. And as time goes, I realized that physical limits are limiting my performance. So I chose to go to deeper work, deeper as a coach, as a guide, as an intuitive healer, let's say. And this way it has much deeper impact, because if we manage to trigger the root cause of the problem of the patient or client, then the change can happen. Superficial therapies on physical level could be nice, it lasts, but it may go back if a person is not willing to do any change, or change in his life or her life, or change lifestyle, diet, way of moving, or exercise, or even job or status of relationship. So when people are not willing to change, change is not easy to happen, or they cannot expect like magic overnight. Talking about how we as a therapists, healers, practitioners, how can we impact the life of the others? From personal experience, think about that, as I mentioned, that we can help only up to the level that is our own knowledge, wisdom, experiences. So up to that point or capacity, we can help the others. At my training years ago, I heard saying from my teacher that the good in our life can be only good, only so good as bad things happen to us. Because every experience, every experience, I would say, create like energy capsule. Each experience, either good or bad, is like encapsulated pattern, or like create the storages of memories in our field, mental field, biofield, quantum field. And some of these experiences or memories could be nice, pleasant, happy. Some of them could be sad. Some of them could be very dramatic. And some could be, I don't know, very, very bad, comparing to one or the others. If you imagine like colorful, we can put them to nice colors, bright colors, or dark colors. But then it depends how we learn from each experience. Nice experiences or happy experiences, positive emotions, happy emotions are considered to be standard, or we can barely remember something nice. In contrary, we remember, or we can easier be triggered by memory which had a quite negative emotional charge or power. I'm sure that we can have zillion of nice, happy memories from childhood, but if for example, I remember one that I was at grandma's yard, the backyard of the house. A neighbor's dog jumped on me from my back, and I was so scared. I was like in almost panic attack, 200 heart rate, and shocking, like totally in shock. And I can still vividly remember that feeling, like I was panicking, I was going crazy, because a little tiny dog attacked me from my backside. One silly example. On the other hand, I could have, I don't know, hundreds of beautiful, happy, cheerful memories from holidays, but this particular traumatic moment could be like engraved in the memories. So if sorry, if patient or client come to us, they come with this load or package of their memories, their experiences, nice or good, nicer memories or worse memories or traumatic memories. And what can we do with it? That's the quite challenging question. First question for each therapist or practitioner should be, if the person, if the client or patient is willing to work on himself or do the job in order to heal, change, transform, or get better. Because any illness or any condition could be healed, but not every person. That was statement from my Reiki teacher from very beginning to literally ground us all excited students of Reiki. We were like hoo, flying on the clouds, super excited and super happy that we're gonna save the world, we're gonna heal everyone. And when he told us this sentence, this statement, basta. Not basta, but it was really down to the ground statement, because it's really true. Because no matter how we try to help the others, if they are not asking for help, we can't do anything. That's why, from my own experience, I can only help, or I am willing to help, only those who really ask for help. They need to ask, and they are in stage of receiving. They are in status of really maybe desperation, maybe in pain, or maybe in status they really need help. And that's the moment that they are really in position to accept the help. And I always ask if they are willing to consult or listen or get my advices and go through the journey and work on their own. I can give them direction, I can give them hints, tools, but the job must be done by themselves. No therapist, no healer can make magic overnight or heal somebody else just without their conscious consent or agreement about their own healing. If it's any questions about this, or if you have any doubts or different opinion, write me down, we can discuss, or whoever wants to come to discussion, we can talk about it. I'm totally open to it. So the other point what crossed my mind is, how can we, or generally speaking, how can a client patient can trust the therapist or healer? As I mentioned, it must be certain resonance or some kind of click or vibe that we feel that yes, I trust this person, trust the healer. Maybe we find them like by coincidence, but it's not coincidence, because we somehow align and find each other based on the resonance and the exact need and the offering that the therapist can offer. Any questions up to now? Any comments? Okay. So, healing others. Or let's start from ourselves. Talking about healing ourselves. Even when we call ourselves healers, practitioners, therapists, coaches, or however you call yourself, I'm sure that everyone came to point of I would call it frozen point, or something like point that you think you know everything and you can do everything and you can heal everyone, and then life circumstance comes and something crash. That was exactly a situation when I was quite young. I was going to different courses, seminars, street therapies, and trainings, and so on. And then being happily married, my marriage failed, crashed, and dissolved and basta finish. And that was first slap of the life to my face. Despite the fact that marital status can change, we can become from single to be happy married, from being happy married to unhappy married, from unhappy marriage to become single again, and so on, is exactly how the life goes. So we can happen to be on the peak of the career, personal life, spiritual level, and so on. And then the big lesson comes, and we need to learn from this lesson. As I personally had to learn from the first divorce. And I realized how the crumbled emotional status really affects the physical body. And I will emphasize with each time and to each person, each client, that if we don't have happy or balanced or harmonious relationships, either relationship in the life, in the work, with our relatives, loved ones, marriage or whatever, with our children, any disharmonious relationships affect significantly our emotional status, emotions in any way. Therefore, hormonal system, functions in the body, digestions, headaches, blood flow, everything. So how our relationships really hardly affect our health and the process of healing, actually, because when in relationships people have children are like the sponge of the energies of parents. And when the couple's energy or couple's vibes are harmonious and nice, of course, child is growing nice, it's happy mommy, happy daddy, happy child, and so on. So it's like kind of nice family picture. But when time comes and the let's say child is getting sick very often from various reasons, some kids can be sick once a year, like normal season are kind of illness, and some children are sick very often. So that could be really alarming for couple, for mom and dad, to question what's going on under the roof, I would say. I realized in my case that my son was quite sensitive when we had kind of tension with my back then ex, and immediately the child feels the energies between parents. And when you are like in under pressure, this pressure pot, how you call it, of course it's like people can difficulty to breathe, and usually in these circumstances people have breathing problem. My son had or used to have, I cannot say very often, but yeah, he had like bronchitis or breathing problem, and I really realized that was from the pressure and the imbalance between us as a parents, up to the point that our path went apart. It wasn't everything just roses and vanilla and pinky glasses. Of course, life of parents could be tough, could be challenging. For those who are parents, you may know. And it depends on each one how they manage to handle the situation. So our path went apart. We are still parents. We communicate. We try to be the best for our son, and that's it. We have different personal lives, and that's it. That's the best for the health of each of us or our son for now, who is like 11 now. So from my own personal experience and my own personal knowledge, therefore I can better help or better advise those people who are going through different or similar situation, and thanks to the natural empathy and intuition that I use during my sessions, it's easier for me to connect with the client and to get a hint what she or him they need. Mostly focus on women, because women's health is very important. Women's era is coming now with the new period 9, as if it's familiar for those who are dealing with Chinese metaphysics and Bazi and this Chinese philosophies. We already entered era of next 20 years from 2024, and upcoming years are very transformational for society, for economy, school system, job trends, financial system. Like huge changes are coming, like happen to be coming and still will be on the go next years. And one of the major changes from previous 20 years is that women are coming to empowered, and women are, I wouldn't say becoming ruler of the world, but are coming to their power. There will be, or there is already much more women leaders, much more female entrepreneur, women healers, women teachers. Okay, these are professions which are more prone to women, but women power is one of the factor of next period, 20 years, this period 9, and that is my how to say goal, or my target, to dedicate or try to help especially women who are going through separation or divorce, or went through this difficult transformational time, because I've been there and I know from my own experience and from the knowledge and my skills and the ways how to guide them in order to become better in the term of better emotionally, to balance or manage and harmonize this troubling or transformational time, when we can call that, and then help them to find the power within, their own power of the woman, power of empathy, even healing, power to be woman, power to lead, power to be themselves. Because the society and humanity need now more empathy, more deeper people, or deeper insight from us. It's not who choose to be superficial, they are superficial. It's okay. If women choose to be nice bag, nice clothes, nice makeup, big boobs, big lips, that's it. That's fine. It's their choice, their way, and that's completely okay. But we have so much potential, and if we get empowered, or we manage to grow, we can empower our men. It's not just that with the growth or empowering women we suppress men. In contrary, like the saying is, behind each successful man there is one amazing woman who cherish him, empower him, appreciate him, value him, and so on. So whole universe works on two opposite principles, basically. Yin and yang, night and day, cold and hot, male and female. And these two principles, they're just complementing each other. There is a light within a dark, there is a dark within a light, and so on. So we should empower and support each other in order to create stronger and healthier society, humanity, to build healthy relationships, therefore healthier families, healthier children, for a next new healthier generation. So that would be my message of what is healing the others versus healing self. Because when we manage to heal ourselves, it doesn't happen overnight. As I mentioned, we can be, our life is like ups and downs, a sinusoid. If it was flat line, we are dead, and that we don't want to be. So it's like heartbeat. We inhale, exhale, pulsation, in and out. This is life, unavoidable. So if we even go through hardship, challenging situation, and we can support each other or ask for help, and we find the healing from within, then we can grow stronger in order to heal and help the others in the role of partners or either relationships, or in the role of therapists, coaches, healers, practitioners, and so on. So I encourage you, or I would say, support or send you support, or don't be afraid to go through hard situation. It's completely okay. It's completely normal. It's okay to ask for help. And if you grow, I grow, we grow stronger as a unit by unit, which create like chain. So each chain consists from the tiny parts. So if each part of the chain is strong, therefore the chain is strong. So if we are strong together, humanity can grow stronger and healthier. And then it's the other way around. If we grow stronger, we create stronger therapists, healers, practitioners, coaches, in order to heal and help and support those who are still, let's say, weaker and need support and need help in their path and their way. Because we all have our own personal journey and personal ways. If you have any questions or any topic to discussion, write me a message. If you are watching with me, thank you for watching. And if you are watching from recording, thank you for your time, that you find the time to watch me. And I will be glad to see you again next time. And have a beautiful Sunday evening. Bye bye, ciao.